It's been established the suspects have Chechen backgrounds, but what, if any, role could that have played in their decision, allegedly, to cause this catastrophe?
Professor Marc Meyers from UC San Diego joins us tonight to talk about the influence of this violent region of the world. Thank you for being here. You are a scholar on this subject, and some might say that it's an eerie coincidence that you have written a book called Chechnya Jihad that talks about this country as a powder keg for violence and maybe has some insight into how this all came about. Your book, first of all, what inspired you to write it?
I have been in the Caucasus about 20 years ago. I've been to the Soviet Union 4 times, to Georgia, and I took a deep interest in the conflict that evolved from a fight for independence to a jihadist movement. And I think that I put together actually this book that traces the fight for independence of the Chechen that was initially successful to the tremendous suffering that they endured under Putin. 300,000 people were killed by Putin, to the dispersal of this fight and the transformation of it into a jihad. There was contact with the Arabs. Some of the freedom fighters went to Afghanistan, and splinter groups really are become very dangerous.
The 2 brothers involved in the Boston bombings, as I understand it, actually lived in Dagestan and Kyrgyzstan, but they sympathized with the Chechen struggle up to this point. So what do we know about their possible ties to Al-Qaeda and the Taliban?
That is, it's all speculative, but in fact, in my book, I have the protagonist, the main hero. He's in Boston. He contacts people in Boston. His wife goes back to Chechnya, is kidnapped, and goes to actually Dagestan. He follows them to Dagestan and all the way to Afghanistan. These Caucasian republics have for centuries fought for independence from Russia and then the Soviet Union. And actually, this fight for independence, actually, the cover of the book here, she's a descendant of Sheikh Shamil, who is the legendary fighter that fought against the Tsars, and she's the great-great-great-granddaughter of the Sheikh Shamil. So I really researched the topic, and it's a fascinating and terrible. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Right now, it appears that these 2 young men acted alone. That's what the intelligence is showing right now. But obviously, the older brother spent some time. He went back to Russia and developed this hatred for Americans. Give us some insight into, I guess, just the jihad that is going on there and how somebody who could seem like such a normal American, the younger brother, could turn so quickly.
Okay, so what happened in the Second Chechen War that Putin initiated, it was basically a genocide. 200,000 Chechen were killed. There were concentration camps and set, and the world did not do anything. Europe stood by because they needed the oil, and we were pretty passive too. So I think they felt abandoned, they felt desperate, and they were easy prey to these extremists. There was Khattab, who was from Saudi Arabia. Salafists from Saudi Arabia joined them and supported them. And they went to Afghanistan. They fought against us in Afghanistan. So that jihad they joined the global jihad. And I think this terrorist act has the footprint of something. It's not something homegrown. It's different. It has a different flavor to it, and it's similar to other incidents that occurred in the Middle East.
All right.
Wow.
Marc Meyers, professor at UCSD, thank you for being with us tonight and also sharing your book.
Chechnya Jihad by Dr. Marc Meyers. You can check it out and learn more scary stuff.
You can have this is a gift to you.
Some interesting information there. All right.
Thank you so much
Thanks
for your
a lot.
time tonight.